For serious YouTubers, save time and money with TubeBuddy, the premier tool used at geekoutdoors.com. Get more done today by checking out the affiliate link in the description area below. Hey, welcome to another episode of geekoutdoors.com. Wow, they're back. Atari. So, a few weeks ago I did an episode on Atari's announcement of the AtariBox. And here we have the very first pics of this brand new console. And wow, I'm not really sure what to think. This is the wood grain version. It's got of course, the iconic Atari logo, and these light up like this. And then here's the rib design. And then here's another version of it, which I like this one better. It has a more modern color scheme instead of the wood grain red, which was Atari's original logo color. And this system, it looks like it will be, I'd say, in my opinion, we don't know all the specs yet, but I'm going to guess that this is going to be off-the-shelf PC parts. And by the time it's released, and if it is officially released, it will probably be more powerful than the base PS4 or the Xbox One. Or it might even be more powerful than the PS4 Pro. I'm just guessing right now. But I don't think it's going to be as powerful as the Xbox One X. And as you can see here for ports, it's got USB ports. It's got an HDMI port. There's an Ethernet port. That looks like the power supply plug. And I'm guessing maybe these are controller ports as well, possibly. I mean, because they're USB ports, so they could double up as controller ports or as additional accessory ports. And here, that looks like a SD card slot. I'm hoping that is. And so from this, I am guessing that the AtariBox will not be just purely an emulator system, okay? I don't think that would be a good idea because there's plenty of those already. So what I'm thinking this would be is something that will hopefully provide Atari games, exclusive Atari games, for games that Atari still has rights to, that they still own. And there could be updated classics, that you remembered on Atari. I think that would be a great move if Atari did that, because it would not only meet the whole nostalgia part for people who grew up with Atari and who loved Atari, but at the same time, if they can keep those games just on this console, it would give them a competitive advantage in terms of like offering exclusives that you can only get on the AtariBox. And with the power, or hopefully power enough that this system might have, I'm pretty sure it's going to have no problems doing retro games. But I'm also hoping the additional power will allow it to play more modern games. Now, Atari being where they are today, they're not the powerhouse that they were back in the 80s, and definitely not in the 90s and even the 2000s, where, they went through bankruptcy. They suffered a lot of financial challenges. And so now, if they were coming back in this fashion, they could have the best of, I guess, both worlds. They could have the whole nostalgia part of it. They could appeal to retro gamers. And at the same time, if they have enough power in the hardware, they could actually provide more modern games with better graphics, better everything, okay? And basically make it on par or better than what obviously the Nintendo Switch is offering in terms of hardware. But in terms of games, once again, I really think it's going to come down to having exclusives. And if it does well, with their older games or updated games, maybe it will also attract other developers, third-party developers, and then hopefully the hardware will be powerful enough where they can also have some modern games that are available on other consoles as well. And so my initial thoughts on the AtariBox first screenshots, it's really mixed. In one case, the wood grain, the rib design, it kind of brings me back to what the Atari was back in the day, especially with this color scheme. I really like this. But at the same time, how is Atari going to be different? How are we going to be competitive in this really ultra competitive gaming market. And it's not just consoles, of course. They also have to deal with the PC gaming market, with its juggernaut, and also the mobile gaming as well. And also in another case, the Atari brand is definitely not nowhere near what it was back then, or even for more than 20 years now. It's just not a very powerful brand, which means that they do not have the financial means to put in for the marketing, the R&D, to attract other game developers to make this a very enticing system. Okay, and so those are my thoughts on these very first screenshots of the AtariBox. I really am still hopeful that Atari will make a comeback. I would really enjoy having Atari back in the mix, and the last time I had an Atari system, I mentioned before, was an Atari Jaguar, and that was an absolutely horrible system, except for Aliens vs. Predator, Tempest, and a few other games. They even had Doom on there and Wolfenstein and stuff there as well. But what I really want or hope that Atari would do is bring the best of what Atari was known for, and then give some modern updates and refine it for all the new people who are being introduced to the Atari brand. So if you had any thoughts on the new AtariBox console, these screenshots, or even some of your Atari memories, be sure to leave it in the comments area below. And as always, if you did get value out of these videos, leave a like and subscribe. And if you wanted to support my channel further, you could do that at patreon.com/Geek Outdoors. Thanks for checking out this episode. And as always, if you like these videos, be sure to click on the subscribe button. And for full written content, audio content, and additional geek stuff, head over to geekoutdoors.com, and I'll see you outdoors on the very next episode.